Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 12th session of the Art Lounge Talks. We're back after a short break. It's been an eventful few weeks, but also a very upsetting one, keeping in mind the situation in Pakistan. So, hope we all are playing our part in helping the flood victims in whatever way we can. Anyhow, today I have a very interesting session with two people. I have Mahum Hashmi and Shaun Ansari with me today, and we're going to be talking about a world that I don't know much about, but I'd love to learn more about, which Guys, I'm really sorry about that. I don't know what happened, but the internet connection issue. I'm going to quickly add Mahum and Shaun to the session, and we will continue with our live. Okay. Mahum. Shaun. Hi. I am so sorry about that. I have no idea what happened. God. But I hope that you guys can see everything now. Is it everything? Yeah.
I can see and hear you.
Hopefully that's saved. That will be, hopefully, fingers crossed. I was freaking out there.
Hopefully.
Fine, people are gonna join again. This happens in the world of live sessions.
Yeah.
You know, I see you way more clearly now. This is awesome.
Okay, well, hopefully then it'll.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Shaun, let me just add him. Okay, I have added him. Let's see. Zen's watching. Zen, I feel like you're the last half.
You're next.
You're next because you're the final one left. Let's talk about your career now. After this. Okay, I'm trying to add Shaun, but
he is saying.
Hello, Hiba Hashmi.
Hello, Hibiscus.
Hello, Hibiscus. Okay, I have. Let's see.
Yeah. Okay. There we
go.
I think it's going to work better now because the video is a lot more clear.
Yeah, it's a lot more clear.
It is. What? This happened for the best. Okay.
As she said that, it broke off.
Yeah, I was like, maybe we shouldn't talk about it.
All right.
Okay, great.
Okay. Can we go back to that question? I'm really sorry. You may have to repeat a little bit.
Sure. What was the question? Even I forgot.
UAI instructor.
Yeah. What?
Yeah. So, wait, you broke off again.
No. What is a UAI instructor?
Okay, yeah. So I'll quickly recap it so that the viewers are not bored of it.
Yeah.
So what happens is that I saw the badge when I'd gotten rejected from one more fellowship, and I went and applied for it, and they said, right, if you want to teach Unreal, this is what you need to be vetted by us to make sure that you know what you're talking about. Okay. So it's not really a certification that you are the master of Unreal. It's not a proficiency. It's a vetting by Unreal that you can teach, so to speak. And has she gone again? I think she's gone again. Yeah. Shanzi is just not having. So the people that are watching, Shanzi is having huge technical issues today. So,
guys,
yeah, just me and Mahum. We're gonna carry this. We'll do it, Mahum.
Yeah,
it's fine, no problem.
But I can hear you. So fine.
Okay, now we're back.
I can see both.
Okay. So anyway, I'm just gonna keep speaking because I think the viewers can see me. Anyway, so it's the UAI certification just certifies you to be a good teacher. So the process was harder than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be just like, one of those quizzes. You will answer a couple of questions about Unreal, and that'll be it. They'll say, okay, go, padao. It's fine. But it turned out to be the exact opposite. I got I got a mail saying that you have 90 days to answer this quiz on the Epic Games has a portal where they do all their training from, and this quiz showed up there, and I wasn't sure what this quiz is, so I said okay, and then I asked a couple of other people who I know were UAIs, and they said it's crazy. It's a 60 MCQ kind of question, and they purposely throw like very vague questions at you to make sure you know what you're talking about, and you can't go back. So you can't go previous to whatever you answered before. So if you've answered one question, you can't go back, and it's timed. So it's not even like you can just take your sweet time and Google it. It's 1 minute per question, and there were some really vague questions. And then I think you need 85% on that to pass. And you do that, and after that, it's not over. After you've done that, they request you to give 2 videos, one teaching to 3 people and another one teaching to 3 different people that don't know what you're, and they want you to put a camera there and record that and send that to them. So
Okay.
they're checking everything. And then
That's
that plus
really
your first score.
yeah.
Yeah, Maham's going to have to give this soon. So
Yeah.
both of these
Oh,
Good
scores
luck.
together, yeah, we're hoping she's going to be our second UAI. And both the scores combined, if they're above 80, then they email you saying you're a training partner now, and now you can, if you want to train, we'll help you. But basically, what it really means is that they can contact you at any point for a batch that you will be paid to train around the world.
Okay. 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 Wow. So Maham, how long before you're able to become one officially?
well, I don't know. So the thing is, when I before joining Shaun's team, I had a bit of an introduction to Unreal. So like, because obviously at university I was studying it, but it was a very sort of like, oh, by the way, here's this engine, check it out, and your first assignment is like make a game in this engine. So obviously it wasn't taught to us like as a proper course. It was just like part of the master's thing, because we were covering so many different softwares. So I had a bit of an introduction to it. And then obviously when I mentioned that to Shaun, he was like, that's great, so like at least you're not completely lost, which was a really big help. So
Yeah.
I've because we've been having batches since May or even before that. I started off by just joining one of those batches, because obviously like I'm a TA as well, and I'm helping like logistically, but I started sitting and like paying attention to the course. So when that started, Shaun and I had a discussion where he's just like, why don't you do this course, just like the regular cohort batch, and see how you
Yeah.
feel about it. And then because he from the get-go was like, you should get into training for UAI. And I'm just like, okay, buddy, let's relax there. Let me just first figure this out. But
Yeah.
he's been very, very supportive in the whole process. And I think halfway through that, when I felt like I was, like, this is manageable, and I feel like it's something I can do. So I guess you could say I sort of started my training then. So right now, like, obviously I'm busy wrapping up university right now.
Yeah.
But once all of this is out of the way, then obviously Shaun and I will start like our own training. But hopefully, next year maybe at some point I'll be ready to sit the exam. Again, Shaun is not putting any pressure, and I was just telling him this yesterday. I was just like, I feel like now you should start putting some pressure, because I'm not getting pressure from anywhere, and it's kind of like stressing me out. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's another thing to add to this, Shanze, is that the training partners team, once you become a member of that, they're very close and they're very frank. So as soon as I started speaking to the training partners team, they said, we would like to see more female trainers as well, because especially in Southeast Asia, it's at the point that now there's one really famous trainer in India. Her name's Maya, and it's at the point it's so few. And like, if you say, for example, I was trained by someone in Southeast Asia, and then they ask, was it a girl? Yes, it was. Okay, it's Maya. So I was like, I would love to, and they've been really pushing, and they're very happy. Right before we even started our formal trainings, they told me do an all female cohort and all women's cohort, and then
Right.
try to get the interest. But we tried that. We did a program with Code Girls and Women in Tech also, and they were very happy to hear that we have Maham getting trained, and they're super
Right.
excited. They said, you don't put any pressure on her, Ram se karne do usko. I was
Is
like, okay,
Maham the
okay.
only female? Maham the only female so far?
No, no, we don't have any. So our team's really small. Our team's tiny. We have two absolutely talented people. We have another alumni, Anas, and then we also have Sharik, who's also going to be joining us as junior trainees, and then we have Moms. So it's just three of us, and then
Awesome.
we're trying to keep it small. Only when we need to are we going to expand it.
Okay. Okay. Fantastic.
and sorry,
Okay.
one thing before we move on, I will say this. Uh, the need for more female developers, I guess you could say, in this field is something that obviously really struck a chord with me, because being in tech as well, like, just drawing from my own experiences, I can see like how discouraging sometimes the environment can be for women in tech, or just even in more specifically game design. So I think when Shaun presented this opportunity, I think a part of me was also like, if joining, like, if we have, let's say, an all women's cohort, like, sort of having that, because I mean, honestly, as great as Shaun is, like, at the end of the day, if you have a female in the team, it does make a bit of a difference. Just to have that safe space, sort of. So I think that's also a very big motivational.
And we're trying really hard, Chansey, to get this off the ground very quickly. Like for example, in our upcoming cohort, I've told Maham to take over. If there's any women learners in the cohort, now we've got a lot. Touch wood, knock on wood. But I want to start easing Maham into that process, and then eventually when she's ready, because there's no timeline on this, she can completely teach as much as she wants underneath our wing now, because we became a training center. But I do want her to go, and when she's ready, give the exam, and then she can do her own batches as well. But we're trying to start that off as soon as we can, because we've been doing it, and like Maham said, if I'm still training, there's no differentiation here, but it speaks a lot more if she's the one leading that program.
That's great. That's great to hear. And then some nice comments from Mahum coming.
I can see the singer. She's a great singer.
Great singer, absolutely. She really is.
Oh,
okay, so can you guys tell us about Reality Forge and what your aspirations are for the training center?
Okay, Maham, do you want to take half of this, and then I'll pick up from where we leave off?
Yeah, sure. So obviously right now Reality Forge is primarily a training center. I think our main goal is to just promote as much Unreal training and usage in the country, because currently, not only is there not much Unreal development being done in the official studios, but there are not that many resources available to learn the engine on its own. So I think that's a very main top priority for us, to just sort of make people more familiar with the engine as a whole. And obviously our trainings, as a company, we have our courses, and you can join as a student and everything, but we are also trying to push for sort of to build an Unreal community in Pakistan, which sort of through interviews like this or podcasts, or even we're trying to get our blog up and running, and we ourselves hosted our first podcast.
Yeah.
Just to sort of it went up last week, I think.
It went up a few days ago.
Yeah, so just to sort of push the conversation of the Unreal Engine in the country.
Yeah, and then like Maham said, to pick up where she left off, it's a big aspiration for us is to just enable access. Because there's, for anyone trying to get into Unreal, there's a lot of issues that may come. Number one, the documentation is a little bit tricky to get through, and then number two, there's not a lot of knowledge. I mean, there's absolutely great tutorials available on YouTube, but having a live demo, someone that's able to come and talk to you about your questions or what you're running into problems with. The other thing that's interesting is that we have, to learn Unreal, you need a system capable of running Unreal. And that has become very expensive in Pakistan, especially if you don't have a system already. It's become very expensive. We've just gotten, most of the graphics units are getting taxed now. So it's adding to the cost, and add that with all the other costs. It's very expensive to pick this up. And even though it's so future ready, because it's one of the entry points into the metaverse. When people talk about metaverse development, it's always on AR and VR headsets, but Unreal is the engine behind those things. But it's very expensive to get into it. And that is a big barrier that we are trying to reduce, because at least for the first year, first 1.5 of first year, we're not taking any fees from anyone in Pakistan. So it's completely free. Yeah. So, and even if you don't have access to a machine, we'll provide you with a virtual machine. So someone with just a connection in the middle of nowhere, that isn't in one of the big cities. Because people ask me a lot when I do interviews, why don't you have a training center, like a physical lab? And we tell them that one of the reasons we don't have a physical lab is because A, it allows us to service the whole country, and B, someone that doesn't have a computer can learn. They just need an internet connection.
That's amazing. But what's your motivation? That's very generous of you.
Sorry, say that again.
I'm saying what's your motivation behind doing that, because that's very generous of you.
It's just you can see that elsewhere so much deving work is being done on the engine, and over here, and also it comes from a very deep place. It comes from the fact that I was in post production for a while, and I saw how difficult it used to be. You put your heart and soul into a project, and it goes out, and then changes will come in the middle of the night. You have to go do it because it's due tomorrow. And then at the end of the day, your checks are delayed. because you are the bottom of the food chain. So I was there suffering as well, and I could see that there's some really good artists here, but their access to good training is missing. And number two, the other thing that's missing is that if they wanted to go work for a big game studio, because now everything's remote, you can work remotely. The game studio is going to turn around and say you don't have experience, and so they're caught between a rock and a hard place. And so I said, okay, maybe with enough time, and if we keep fanning the flame here, indie studios will start, because we've taken away the cost of getting the training, and we've taken away the cost of a potential buying a expensive computer. So now it's just us trying to really push what we can do with indies, but it's not gaming. I want to see, because the engine is so experimental. I always talk to my friend in Karachi, Jazeb from KCR, Karachi Creative Radio. He's always doing amazing stuff with Unreal. So that experimentation I want to see. Like, take it outside of Unreal, let the architects play with it, let the artists play with it, see what they come up with, because that's where I want to also put that side of us on the map. So that's where it's coming from. It's a very, very, I'm extremely motivated to get people on Unreal, not for just numbers. I want them to make really, really cool stuff with Unreal. Like, just try, even if you don't do it.
That, sorry to interrupt, Shaun, but we can already see that with the few batches that have graduated, like looking at their final projects, like honestly, like it's some really, really amazing work. And
yeah, there's so much talent here. There's so much talent.
And taking away this like sort of obstacle has just, for a lot of the students, that was the main thing, that, oh, I don't have a system. I feel like I used that excuse for so long as well, that, I just have a small laptop, it can't handle this. So when taking that away, like looking at the work that's been coming out, it's been really good.
Fantastic. Hiba asks whether I can make digital art on Unreal. Hiba, I would love to know more about Unreal. I mean, I'm learning about it from them, so I'm going to have to look it up and explore it.
Yeah, you can actually, I think it's Hiba that Shanzi said. Yeah, I think Hiba, it's a very interesting piece of software.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm
sorry, no, I think you broke up there, so I paused. No, I was saying that it's a very interesting piece of software, because one of the key things we've all had as artists is you had to render something. So if you draw something in 3D, or like a building, you model it, you have to render it. And my friends used to tease me and say this was the make it look good button. So just press that. The computer calculates the light. You don't have to be like a real artist and draw the shadows and everything, but the computer does it for you. You lazy person. So so they used to be like, this is the make it, but that make it look good button takes a lot of time. So any changes that comes in the project, you have to kind of go back and re-render. Unreal has no rendering, which is what's so disruptive about it. It's everything you see is live, and something that would take an hour to do in a normal piece of software would take minutes in Unreal. Yeah, Hassan had a very good comment, and that's, Shanze, kind of where we're getting a lot of queries in filmmaking. People are using it a lot in filmmaking, and it's being used a lot now.
That is amazing. Wow, this sounds like something fantastic. So, I mean, so guys, I mean, for those who are interested in this area of study and training, qualifications and skills are required, and how can they join you?
Sorry, Shanzi, you broke up there. Can you just repeat? Can you repeat?
So I was saying that for those people who are interested in this area of study and training, what qualifications and skills are required? And how can they join you guys?
There's no prerequisites. If you're interested in it, you just join, because the way I teach and the way I deployed the curriculum, because I was not a great student. So it's all of the training is coming from the lens of having very bad attention and not being a good student. So the course is very beginner friendly, and whenever you've reached a point where the first half of the course, so it's a 2-month course. The first half of the course is very visual. So it's not so much of coding and nitty gritties. You're making worlds. And then as we sort of ramp up difficulty, when you find that it's too much for you, we just tell them, we ourselves start experiencing dropouts. So that's fine. You do as much as you like, take on whatever you can take, and then just leave and join it later. Okay. So anyone can join. And And actually, Shanzi, it's really interesting. In this incoming cohort, we've got people from all lines. I mean, today I interviewed somebody for cohort 3, and this person was an MBA in finance and never
Wow.
done 3D and coming to do
Wow.
3D as well. So it's great. It's very fulfilling.
And in the future, we're trying to like have different levels of like difficulty in our batches, so
Yeah.
that'll make things a little more clear.
Okay,
Obviously,
great.
like you will have complete beginners. You know, obviously the course will be very different for them, and then you have like experts who have a lot of experience, because we've had students with like 10 years of like animation and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. The batch that's coming now is just talented people from Pakistan. I believe Shanzi is
Wow.
gone. So wait, oh, she's back. Okay.
No, I'm here. I'm here. Guys, I don't know what's going on. I can see you guys like throughout, but I think something happened and you guys can't see me for like a few seconds.
You can see us, the entire world, and us included can't see you.
That's so sad. It's still that way. Like, guys, please, who are watching, let us know. I don't know what to do about this. I can move somewhere, but then I can move back. I don't know if that's
I
gonna
think
happen.
it's fine. I think it's like Tahaka, as you said, it's the internet probably.
Is this better by any chance? I'm gonna bring my laptop all the way back. Can you guys see me now? Can you guys
It's
see
okay.
me?
It's okay. We'll keep going. We got this.
Yeah.
Okay. I want I want this to be a good session, so I don't want people not to. Okay, so can you guys see me now?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna hold my hand and yes, please. Okay.
Okay. So I was just answering your question that there's no prerequisites. Anyone can come.
Okay, so it's not an intimidating thing to learn. Anyone can join. There's no prerequisites.
Anyone can join and leave a drop off when you feel it's too much.
Okay, fine. Okay. Thank
And
you for
it's
that
very
encouraging.
like sort of self-paced learning. I don't know if that's a thing, but like, you know, you can sort of take the course on your own time, because we have the learning materials available on our like learning portal. So, you know, you have access to videos, tutorials by Shaun, and you can sort of take your time with it as well.
Yeah.
There's no as such like hard and fast deadline.
Okay.
Yeah, you complete the course, you submit your final project. When you submit it, we give you a certificate. But it's we don't want to be the ones saying, okay, deadline hai, you have to do it by then. I'm the last person that puts pressure on anyone. I'm just like, just do it at your own pace. If you want to do it, I'll give you more time. If you don't have time, when you do have time, we can see if I can give you more time.
Okay. Great. Okay, so so now we'll move away from that and let's talk about you guys more. Can you tell us a little about other interests and hobbies you guys may have apart from the cool things that you guys do?
Yeah, I can start off the top of my head. I mean, hobbies wise, Shanti, my hobbies have all now sort of filtered down into Unreal. And this is a running joke. Everyone, all my friends make a joke. They're like, "Your life has become this now." I'm like, "Yeah." So, but beyond this, I do have. I love video games. Goes without saying. Whenever I can play, I'll play video games. And but yeah, my hobbies have kind of boiled down to those two. And then of course, there goes my. Without saying, my passion is anything with space. I'm very excited for the new rocket going up. I think on the
Yeah, I
2nd.
saw the little clip of
But
it.
I love it.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, big fan of all the things SpaceX and NASA are doing. But that's just a hobby. Beyond that, I used to love growing plants, and I used to talk to Numair about it
Oh
a
my
lot,
God,
and then
whole world.
she just went off. When I took Numair's name, the video just froze.
No, I'm saying Namer, this is such a small world.
Yes, I went to school with him.
Which school?
CS.
Oh, I went to school with him too. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so I would just talk to him in COVID about growing plants. So yeah,
I didn't know he was interested in. Okay, so it's a more. When were you interested in plants? I don't know plants right now, but
COVID times, like peak COVID times when the lockdown was real, I would just go try to grow something. But
Also, I see a comment
not
from
at not at
Shaun.
not at Numair's level. No way. The
But
stuff
Shaun
that
is
he has
also
is
a music
amazing.
very
person.
generous. he gives us like plants randomly, and we're very excited. And him and my dad, they have this like, I think all people interested in plants, they have this like unsaid connection. I think they have this unsaid connection because they like communicate with each other, and they like love sending each other plants and giving each other tips and stuff. So him and my dad, but they gift each other.
Yeah.
Someone is asking if this session will be available for viewing later. Others, yes, I'll be uploading this on Instagram and YouTube. And Kazmi says Shaun can create really cool music.
Fire emoji.
Fire.
Yeah. Mahum, you can go next. You can talk about your hobbies. I'll end it here with plants.
One other hobby, I sing. I love singing. That's pretty much it. I just sing whenever and wherever I can.
Yeah. No, Mahum is amazing at singing. She's amazing at dancing. She's you can do so much. Like I can't even remember. Like there's so many other things in this whole area. I'm just like, dude, the Hashmi family is just super.
We need to get Zen on this next.
Yeah, we do. So for Mahum, I interviewed Hiba, classical dancing. She's super.
Wait, sorry, I can't hear you.
Oh, you guys can.
Hello.
It's back. We're good.
Yes.
Guys. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I was just saying that the Hashmi siblings are very talented. Acha, so can you guys tell us about an average day in your lives?
Oh God.
Everything unreal.
Well, it's a lot better. It's a lot better now, Shante, but the last 3 months have been nothing short of crazy. Because and it goes a lot of credit to Maham here because she helped a lot. Because what happened was that we started training and we got hit with like 4 international batches. I think Maham was like 100 students in one go.
Yeah, so when I joined the team, I think I joined right after cohort 1. Cohort 1 had 8 people in it. And then we were gearing up for the next one, which had about like 10, 11 people. And then it just jumped to like 150 in like 3 weeks. So obviously like
It was
setting
going
up
to
a lot of the like logistical side of things, like obviously the training Shaun was doing, and that was just him being the teacher, but like a lot of the back end stuff, like how do we manage all these students and make sure they have access to the learning material and all of that. So
it was nuts. Yeah. We had like yes, sorry to cut you off, Mom. We had 8, and the plan was to do another cohort of just a little more people because I wanted to test the curriculum. But let me see. So, oh my God, Uai Nasir is here. Oh, Uai, if you can hear me, I loved the national anthem of Pakistan. Anyway, I just wanted to put it out there. Yeah, Uai Nasir Ali is here. He directed it. So the new one.
Well done.
Anyway, I don't know if he heard that, but anyway. But no, so Shanti, yeah, we thought we were going to do 8 and then around say 15, slowly jump. And we got contacted and we were told that the training teams are contracting us to do trainings. And I said, okay. And then it was, can you do 1 batch? Can you do 2? Can you do 3? Can you do 4? And next minute, I'm like, Maham, we have 100 students incoming. We need a way to manage this. And we had nothing ready, Shanzeh. Like our portal wasn't ready. I hadn't even prepared the learning material the way I wanted it to because I wanted to test it. And we had to get this entire thing up and running in about 8 weeks. The portal also decided to crash the day before the first internet because Maham was in La La Land. She was sleeping. Yeah, she was sleeping, and I get a message from this because we're hosting our servers on Amazon. I get a message saying there was an update and it failed, and I said that usually means something's broken. And I typed the address, and it just shows up with a very welcome to WordPress, and I said, that's gone. That's gone. And so had to rebuild the whole thing, and then getting the kids on because all this learning portal has weird CSV stuff that Mom helped out with. So it was really good. We got all of it done in time. But so then after that, it was really busy. So it was Monday mornings, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 a.m. in the morning, and then 5 p.m. in the evening. I had two different batches. Tuesdays and Thursdays, I had one different batch running. I also had another batch running on Tuesday. Then I had Saturday morning, and then Saturday afternoon was the local batch. So for 1 month, I think I was running something like 6 or 5 cohorts together, just one trainer. So
Yeah.
I lost it in that month, but then it helped us a lot because it pushed me to put out all the videos. So I would do the batch, I would wash my face, come back, do a tutorial. It was crazy. So,
Wow.
but now our days are a lot normaler, so normaler.
Yeah.
But it's more like a batch comes, we do the training, we have everything online, we administer. Today we had 2 sessions today, and then eventually Mahum's with me in every session. So whenever there's a session, she would join, and then she's sending out emails and stuff. But yeah, I can let her tell you about that. Go for it, Mahum.
I mean, it's just like sort of a lot of like management and admin sort of stuff because again, like seeing the amount of batches that we were getting, I was like, okay, Shaun has a lot on his plate right now. He's like, awake like for the whole day and just teaching. So, let's try and sort of figure out the other stuff. And our other team member, Umer, like, he helped out as well. And just like sort of, we're just trying to get everything set up as quickly as possible so that it can start running smoother. And now that we have like, I think the last signups that we've hit like 150, 200 signups. But we're not as panicky because the systems are in place and everything's going more.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think you broke up.
I'm saying, and you guys have done it once before, so you know how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've done a big induction, and now we're able to do this one also quite comfortably.
And
So
this gives us more time to like sort of think in future like events and stuff. So we're hoping to like hopefully have a game jam soon. And we have the time and brain capacity now to like sort of start planning future things.
Okay, cool. Okay, and is there any life-changing or inspirational experience that you guys have had in life that you'd like
to... I think for me, I guess the life-changing experience really was when I cleared the exam.
Yeah.
Just giving the exam was a life-changing experience because I had to study a lot for it, right? And starting that journey when you study for it and then when you teach the first batch, I think that was so for me it was a series of related events. Firstly was the decision to move to Unreal, and it came out of nowhere. I don't even know where it came from. I was on a different engine, and I was working on I was working on an augmented reality experiment, and it just wasn't working. And so I said, okay, I have to move to Unreal. It was due in 3 days, so I had to teach myself Unreal in 3 days. Very badly. I strapped it together. It was not working at all, but I told my professor I tried, and he's like, it's okay. That really got me started on it. And then from there, I think after clearing the exam, um, has been really interesting because you've had to just seeing one person under your tutelage produce a project is very fulfilling. It's very fulfilling because because they really remember and they appreciate that as well because they've learned a new skill and they haven't fought with you to learn that skill. They've enjoyed the process. So that's why I like it because I teach the way I would have not liked to be taught. So I think for me that switch to Unreal was a life-changing switch.
Yeah, fantastic. What about you, Mahum?
I think kind of similar, but I think maybe the decision to just do a master's in this field. Because before, like I said, I had like no affiliation with this industry at all. I didn't play games. So to sort of take that step and just close my eyes and just be like, just do it, So I think that was the first step. And then obviously it was very overwhelming throughout because there were so many points where I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, I don't know what is going on here. And I don't know what I'm going to do after this. But then I think from there, then getting in contact with Reality Forge and sort of, having Shaun like give me that reassurance that, you can do this and I feel like you should do this. I think all the conversations we've had regarding me getting the UAI certification. I think so it wasn't like one specific moment, but like now in August, when I look back at the last 4 to 5 months, I'm like, that was pretty life-changing. I could not, like, even this time last year, I would not in a million years have thought, I'd be here doing any of this. So yeah.
Wow. Cool. Acha, and what do you guys think is the future of gaming and game development in Pakistan?
There's a big future.
I think it's like Shanti, it's like saying the film industry over here as well, right? It's growing. Obviously we don't have the same infrastructure that other countries have. And uske, matlab, keeping that in view, I think people are trying and all, because like I said, now with what's really interesting is what's helping us is that we through social media can see what other people are doing. And that's got us a lot of ideas. Like people are able to experiment. So I think like with the film industry or like any other creative industry, we got it. We obviously, because of tech and hardware and training and stuff, we got on this a little later. But now with COVID and everyone working remotely, there's so many local freelancers working for foreign projects. Um, so all of that, I think that is just going to catalyze the entire process. I do think over time we're going to see some really good things made over here, and that's something me and Mav have been trying to push. Like when we eventually do our version of the game jam, we are wanting the local community to write Urdu games, or try at least do it in Urdu, or try like folk tales or something like that. We don't know if it'll happen that way, but we're trying to at least start the conversation, because only recently did someone really email me and say, I did not even know game writing was a career. And I said, yeah, it's a very interesting thing when you write for video games, because you have to write for every option the player takes. So it's not like a film which is linear. So it's going to take time. It's not going to be easy, but we have to be patient. And I've learned this also recently, because when I used to view gaming, me and my friends, when we used to view gaming, and we'd always come and view this AAA industry, like the biggest games, like watching the biggest movies. And I would always hold the studios here, or the projects that I see, whether it's game or whether it's films or even like any sort of experiment, to that standard. And I think that was the mistake I was making. So now it's very much like, okay, go try and fail and then try harder. Like, keep trying. Make even if it's a random game, just go try and make it. So at least you can make the mistake, because especially growing industries, if they don't make a mistake, then because even the bigger industries, we never hear about the games and the films that didn't make it. So we have to only now, like, YouTubers are covering these really, really funny games that are just like indies. But I think it's great to go through that. Now we've become a lot more supportive of that. We're like, go for it, go try.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot happening here. We've got amazing studios. It's interesting to note. I mean, I hope people that watch this. So Epic Games had actually acquired a company called Quixel, and they're based in Islamabad.
Okay.
They do some amazing work. So these guys, they photo scan assets. So they photo scan all the world. They want to capture the world. And Quixel assets have been used in all the big movies, like you name it, they've been using it. The Matrix had Quixel assets on it, and they're back here in Islamabad. So they're cool people, and that's why I think people are doing some great stuff here. They just need to be given the space to fail a little bit without financial pressures, which is not easy, which is a real challenge.
Absolutely. Mom, do you have anything to add to this question?
Yeah, no, I completely agree with just giving the room, because like Shaun said, I feel like a lot of us did that, like holding our local industries to the international standard, being like, why can't we, with films, with dramas, with music as well, to some extent. So I think, like exactly like Shaun said, just like giving the room, because again, it's all very new, right? And you need to have that room to like sort of just learn. And Shanti's gone. And she's back.
No, I'm here.
Oh God, Shanti, so many of our creative friends are here. So it's so nice to see this. So great. Hello everyone.
Nice.
I see it. I see the Sufyan is there too. So great to have you guys here. Thank you so much. But yeah, I just think trying and just see that, because Shanti, that's the good thing about Unreal, right? Or game engines in general. Anyone, if you watch our podcast that we just recorded, Zahid literally has a job and he spends his time after work making his game. And now his game is his story. It's not rules. He's not adhering to anyone's rules. He's just like, I want to tell this story. And those are games. That's where you can see things like that I've not seen anywhere else. Like you can like I've watched people stream these really deep story games, and they when a key moment happens in these games, you can see the streamer like crying and stuff. So games really touch some people as well, and I think that is something that we have so much potential because there's so many great stories in Pakistan, folk tales in particular, that can be turned into games.
Someone says, do share the podcast. I'm assuming they're talking about your podcast.
Yeah, it's on our YouTube channel, Reality Forge.
Mom, if you can grab a link, see if you can just paste it in chat in case.
Yeah, let me just do that.
Okay, so guys, now this is an option that's up to you. Do you want to take part in the rapid fire?
The rapid fire round. I just saw the questions. Shanti, I'm going to try my best. I promise you I'm going to try my best.
If you want to skip any, you can do that. And also, there's just one.
Okay, I've just posted the link for the podcast. If anybody wants to.
Okay. Okay, so guys, let's. If you woke up as someone else for a day,
I don't know. If I woke up as someone else today, who would I be? I'm trying to think. Maham, you can answer this. I can't.
And you don't have to have.
I mean, honestly, I'm being very honest here. In the last 4 months, I would love to wake up as Shaun Ansari just to see how he managed all those. Like, because the thing is, I'm 4
Don't
hours
listen to
ahead
her.
of London right now. I'm 4 hours ahead of him. And at like my 2 a.m., I get a message from him being like, oh, by the way, we should totally do this. I'm like, why are you awake right now? So, yeah, that'd be interesting.
How much do you sleep or how do you sleep?
Very little sleep. No, okay. So if I had to wake up for someone else for a day, I think it's not a famous person, but I think it would be my thesis advisor in Australia. Definitely that guy, because I was very distracted. I was half asleep because I was working in McDonald's, but he identified it. He's like, there's something here. I'll just give him space to do his own thing. But he was Mark was his name, Professor Mark. But definitely he really helped a lot of people. But maybe that's also my inspiration why I'm like that. But I don't know. I don't think I can be a school of him. But definitely one of my teachers it would be.
Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely, guys. Okay, so food you could eat every day.
I don't eat food, Shansi.
I don't eat food.
I eat so little food. Food I could eat every day. I could eat fries every day. Every day. Yeah, fries.
Dal chawal every day.
Fries, the very local masala fries or just a generic like?
Anything. Choose. Let's go.
Anything.
Yeah,
okay.
mine would be dal chawal.
Dal chawal.
Particularly not fond of food, but that would be it.
Tim Sweeney. Anas is in chat and he says Tim Sweeney. Anas, I don't think I have the intelligence for that guy. Tim Sweeney's the man that made Unreal Engine. So no. He's way. I don't even want to wake up as him. That I can't handle. My brain would explode with so much knowledge.
Okay, so a dream you have with regards to your career, and this can just be a short answer. It doesn't have to be a dream.
You know, so the dream was for me when I told Mom when I first reached out to her that we can provide this entire thing free of cost. Yeah. And now we're doing that, so I'm very happy about that. That was definitely one of my big goals that I wanted to just have it, have a program that anyone can come. English, Urdu, they can just come. We give them machines, and that was a dream. And I think the next one now is to the new dream version 2, is to see someone under. Whether it's through our training or whatever, someone put out a really killer game in Urdu. I want to see like a really fleshed out, not a multiplayer game for people that are watching. I want to see like a really like a Red Dead Redemption style, very deep story in Urdu, where maybe for a change we're seeing English subtitles because people do play Japanese games, but we're seeing English subtitles. That would be a dream.
Okay, so are there any games in Urdu so far or none?
No, actually, there's I mean, not that I know of. I mean, someone in chat could answer me here, but there's this brilliant game that's called Lost Twins 2. It's
Okay.
made by a team called VR Play, and they're based in Islamabad, I think, and it's a beautiful looking game. Really, really proud of that game, by the way. I think that when I see that game, like that's homegrown. That's nice. So yeah, I'll write it here as well. It's called Lost Twins 2. It's on Steam, and it's made by a studio called VR Play.
Okay.
Yes, Murtaza, safe, my friends. But yeah, okay, Maham, you?
Yeah, Maham.
Similar things, I guess. Just like sort of. But I will add Sean's answer and say that just to see more women in the field, I feel like that really like hits home with me. Not just in game, like obviously specific to like our field, but just generally in a lot of creative fields. Because like again, just drawing from personal experience as well, and like when I've spoken to other people, it's a very discouraging environment. Like I've had people tell me, okay, oh, you know, why do you want a job in editing? You know, the hours are weird. Why don't you just go? A lot of girls do graphic design. Just, you know, go do that. So I think just changing this ideology and this like culture of discouraging women, that I would love to sort of see that change.
Right. Okay, cool. Okay, so how do you guys overcome creative block?
I just try to steam through it.
Yeah.
Like for me, if I'm
off, or are you guys hustlers that no matter how we're feeling, we have to work?
Yeah, I would try to do it. Like if I feel like it's not working out, I just try and just throw something on the canvas or the screen or the environment and see what it looks like. And usually that breaks it for me. Like on the current project I'm working on, it started very differently to what I wanted. And once I let go of what I wanted, then the block also let go. I was just like, we can now move on. Because my brain was like, boss, we know this is what you want, but nahi ban raha. Let's let it go. Then
I think
I
that's
started.
something I've learned as well. Like in the last year, I think because I'm the type of person who gets really scared of even starting, because I'm like, I know it's not going to turn out how I want, so I'm just not even going to start, and then I'm just sitting there for a long time. But I think learning this idea, you know what, just throw something out, see what happens, and then you know, either you'll get what you wanted or you'll get something better or something different but better. So I think just like obviously like the hustler culture has its like drawbacks as well, that you know you can get into that thing that, oh, you know, I'm not doing anything right now, I feel useless and bad. But you know, I think just realizing that you will always be facing blocks in any sort of anything you do, but just giving yourself that space and being like, let's just try something small and start there.
Right, makes sense. Okay, guys, who's your current favorite new Pakistani artist?
I know what she's gonna say, and even my friend, the other team members and the audience, Omer is probably here, and I know what she's gonna say.
Oh my
Go,
God,
Mom, say it.
me and Omer are obsessed with the Young Stunners, and it's I think right now that's what's even Hiba. Oh my God, I introduced Hiba to the Young Stunners, and she's just like, firstly, who broke Talha Anjum's heart? I want to give him a hug, but you know, it's great. Yeah, we're very big fans.
For me, it would definitely be the boys over the towers, the boys at Towers. Chungaze, and I love their music. Their music is so good. I really like their music, and they're also friends, but their music is very nice. And then I also really like Zana Paracha stuff. It's really nice.
Yeah, I think she was my junior in CJM, and I didn't know she was that talented. She used to sing that back then. Can you guys still see me? Am I still
We can see you.
That's what she said.
Yeah. So she used to sing back then. She used to have this guitar with her, but who knew she'd be like, no, she showed a lot of talent back then too. Okay, so what is your pet peeve?
What is my pet peeve? Yes, I guess it would just be like disregard for something that someone is saying. Like if there's a conversation going on and someone's just like, no, you have to have my way. It has to be my way. It's not a two-way conversation. I hate that. And it's like not a two-way discussion.
Yeah, I feel like for me, it's disregard of someone's time. Like, if you're running late, even let's say, for example, at least inform the other person. Just be like,
Mom's
it's
gonna
time
hate
to run
me.
late. I'm not throwing any shade to anyone, but I'm just saying.
For someone like me, Mom, I guess when she meets me in real life, I know Umair is in the chat here. She's going to hate me because I'm that person where I'll be ready, and then my ADHD will kick in and be like, "But let's give that piece a different angle," and then aadha ghanta later,
That's
and I'm
fine.
like, "Oh shit, I
Just
forgot my
inform
phone."
the other person that, hey, I'm gonna be like an hour late. That's fine, man. As long as you inform them.
This is one side of it, Shanzi, and the other side of it, which adds to my trouble, is my estimation is garbage.
Really?
So I'll think from here to the airport is 5 minutes, chilling.
Oh,
In my head, Shari Vessel has no traffics in it. In my head, so
I've
great.
died because of that.
It's crazy. Like I have collectively lost so much money and gotten so upset at myself for missing trains, missing planes. Coming back from Islamabad also got late. Why? I reached the airport, forgot
Oh,
my bag at the hotel, and I'm like chilling. I just get a cab and I'll be back here in 5 minutes. Easy.
oh,
And yeah, obviously, I thought I would be there in 5 minutes. Air Sial was a lot less cooperative. They're like, please, aap
that,
niche jaye. Don't know what
that,
you're on.
that. Yeah, reminds me Hiba when Hiba would laugh because my friend and I trip and my friend Zara and I we were at the airport. Hiba was there too and two other friends, and we were in the store and chilling, and neck pillows track comfortable, and then we hear like at the airport our names being called out. Miss Nadeem and Miss Sabzwari, your flight is waiting for you. And we heard that the lounge was so far away, so the way we ran, and Hiba was so pissed off. She's like, yeah, time ko to bilkul unko wo nahi hai. So yeah, I get what you mean, but usually I'm on time. That was just one. Yeah, Hiba. Okay. Okay, guys, so advice you'd give your younger selves. Yes, Hiba, we know. We are
Oh,
only
I would say that learn to ignore just outright terrible advice and people's opinions early, because again, like I said, like a lot of the choices I've made in terms of my career have been very random and not really connected as such. So I've obviously had a lot of people being like, oh, are you sure about that? There's no money in that, are you sure? So I think just trying to be like, but even though I know personally, like I know deep down that this is something I want to do, but then getting like very distracted by other people's like advice, I guess you could say. So I think learning to deal with that.
okay.
for me, I think it would be to watch other people's work more. Because when I was just starting out in visual effects, and I knew what I wanted to make, and it was very similar all the time. It was one type of aesthetic, right? And I thought in my head, I'm like, you know what, this is how I want to do it.
Right.
But now it's very different. When I look at myself now, before even starting a piece, I'll spend like a day or two just reference gathering. So I think it definitely be younger self would be, rather than just jumping to start the project, spend more time talking to other artists and going and watching their work. And even if you're not looking for work before a project, spend a lot of time at shows and like just go see what else people are making.
Right. Makes sense.
Because it made a huge difference in my work when I started looking at other people's work.
And what scares you guys?
What scares me? What scares me? Um, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think.
It doesn't have
I think
What scares me?
for me, I think it would be like wasting time, but like, okay, no, that came out wrong. Like, just I feel like I'm scared of just not doing what I know I want to do for other. I've forgotten how to speak English, but like just for external factors stopping me from doing what I know I want to do, like I genuinely want to do. For whatever reason that might be, but I think that's my biggest fear, that one day I'll just wake up and be like, oh shit, I wanted to do a lot more.
I think for me, what scares me is I'm trying to think right now. I've been through so much with like, because China and Australia combined was like 9, 10 failures in a row. So after that, I'm like, chalo, dekhenge. But yeah, because China was terrible. When I came back from China, I think I was 50 kilograms. I was skinny. Everyone thought I was on something. So whenever I'd go, they'd be like, "Beta, is everything okay?" And I stopped eating. It was so many failures one after the other. Um, but funny, Anas, I see that chat. But no, I think yeah, I think Shanti, it sounds a little cliche, but when you're helping somebody and they feel that it's a waste of time for them,
Oh,
when you think it's good, but it's not to the other person,
that's not
it's a very
cliche.
scary
I'm
thought.
trying to process
Yeah,
that.
that's not
It's
cliche.
very, I don't know, it's a very scary thought that you've just given 2 months on a project, you're working on a project, but the other person is not saying it, but feels that,
Oh,
no, same.
okay, that's very interesting. I'm gonna have
And then, of course, goes out saying cliche wala flip it where I
to.
can't stand surprise insects. Oh God, like I'm working and then there's just like a roach going like, hey.
Oh God,
And then I just, no, I can't work.
makes sense.
Can't do creatures. I can't do random creatures on my desk when I'm
I'm
working.
terrified of crocodiles, and I was in Sydney earlier this year, and we went to a zoo, and there was a crocodile right there. And my friend thought it would be funny to be like, "Oh, look to your left, mom. There's a crocodile right here." And I stopped functioning as a human being. I just shut down. I was just like, "Nope, can't do this."
That is
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'd be fine with reptiles, but two things: surprise insects, and then definitely my computer not turning on. Very scary thought. It's very scary.
Or your
You're just
PC
ready to
just
work,
loading
got your
all the
chai,
time.
everything ready to go. You know it's going to be your brain is filled you with the dopamine. You're going to do great today, Sean. Just go, and then you hit that power button,
I
and
get it.
nothing happens. And you're just like,
My version of
yo.
my internet not working in a live session. Clearly,
वो तो आज हो गया. So now you are fearless. You're
You have
great.
conquered your fears.
crazy. My fear has been realized. Okay, so what's the most special thing about Pakistan?
That there's so much talent and willingness to learn. I feel like I've noticed that in the last couple of months. Just that everyone is just so eager to learn and willing to like put in the work. It's just unfortunate that the resources or whatever aren't available. But I think that's one thing I've definitely noticed. Because I feel like having, seen how people live abroad as well. I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but like I have noticed that over here, people are very out to like, okay, how can I make the most money out of this? And what's the quickest way to get there? And even if it's in a like creative field, there's still that level of like, okay, what's the quickest way I can learn the software so that I can get to the actual thing? But I think one thing about Pakistan, obviously, like that's not necessarily always a bad thing to have, but in Pakistan, like I love that people are a little more relaxed and are willing to like sort of take whatever route it takes to learn what they have to.
Right, right. What do you think, Sean?
Yeah, I think for me also very similar. I think it's special because now going into training, both of us, just seeing that initially I was always worried, and people close to me were also, they could see, especially after China, they could see that, what he's taking another risk, this guy, what if it fails? But when people started supporting us and I met people, like Anas and other people, Sharik, Anas, and some of the people in the first cohort, that Riza, for example, as well. Amazing to see the work that they're doing. Like they're trying. It's completely new, and even now with 200 signups, it's a software that's not completely widely adopted. You're not guaranteed a job, but they're all here doing it, and it's been so nice. All the interviews, everyone's been so hopeful. So I think it's nice. It's very special. And think of this in the current scenario of things. We've got it's expensive to live here,
Yeah.
inflation, all those things, but people are trying, and they're and what has really helped, has given me a lot of excitement, is the art community. Very, 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 like, they're supportive. Okay, if you want to learn this, we'll help you, and
Right.
that's been nice. It's been nice to do it.
By art community, do you mean like the fine art community or generally like all kinds
No,
of art?
in general, everyone that I've spoken to, I've never come across someone that's told me in Pakistan, "Kid, don't do it here. It's Pakistan." I mean, we've gotten people that did say to us, like, oh yeah, you're training here, but I think going to a foreign teacher is better and stuff like that. But ultimately, other people would write to us saying like, it's fine, take it, don't worry about it. You're at least trying. So it's been very nice. I think it's been very nice that यहाँ पे people, despite such lack of infrastructure, such lack of good internet, they're trying. And it's getting better. I think it has to get worse before it gets better. But we're trying to help them, and yeah, the amount of talent here is crazy. With the lack of infrastructure, imagine if it was there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They'll manage. People just somehow manage here. They get past everything, and I mean, I was talking to my friends.
Worst fear 101. Let's go.
Let's just make it work. You just have to do that.
You gotta start again. We missed all of that.
We heard the jugar.
Oh,
Jugar.
I was saying that jugaad is a thing. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yes.
in Pakistan, actually the subcontinent, the thing called jugaad, where you just make things work despite
Beautiful thing.
it's just a thing, and I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, and I think like following on that, like again, one thing I've noticed, like abroad, when something doesn't go according to plan, everyone just panics. Like they freeze and they panic and they have no idea what to do. And so
Over
I
here,
think like
no.
we have that good thing that we're like this is expected not to work. So let's just figure it out.
We have that.
So yeah.
Exactly. Okay, and the final question in the rapid fire is: what makes you guys truly happy? Deep. Hashtag deep.
Going from fears to happiness, this is like a real
Yeah.
existential.
I would say, Shanze, just a calculated gamble that works when it comes together. वो नहीं होता sentence when a plan comes together. I think that's nice. Whenever you take a long shot and you're like, I think this is gonna work, and then it hits. It's very nice, very fulfilling.
Yeah, I think same with me, that when I try something that I have a very, very high chance of failing in, and even like 1% of it like works or it comes together, it's like that's a nice feeling.
I love how you guys have some answers for pretty much.
Have you noticed? She just steals my answers.
No,
She just steals my answers.
I
Like,
can't.
हाँ, उसने ये बोला तो I'll do it.
But I'm saying it's really good. I like it because like maybe when people work together, they start thinking alike or something. I don't know. Maybe that.
Oh yeah, I think.
Oh yeah,
it
started. Definitely started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just.
Then you guys work. So I think Asim Bhai saying Jugaad was never part of the Urdu dictionary.
I did not know that. Thank you, Asim. I did not know that.
Oh wow, maybe.
That's. I mean, I did know that because I think I somebody told me that who was teaching writing at university. But I've also heard that. I'd love if someone can tell me that if it's true or not.
Don't even Urdu dictionary. We should have that. And just add Jugaad will definitely be a part of that. So yes. So guys, with this, I'm questions. You guys have any final things you'd like to say, or do you want to reach out to people and tell them again where they can join you, etc., etc.? Anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, so I think you can find us everywhere on social media, Reality Forge.
Yeah,
the
website is Reality Forge Asia, but all the links are there.
Yeah.
If you want to learn, reach out to us. And if you don't want to be a part of a course, but you still want to learn, you want to experiment with it, reach out to us as well. We're hoping to do giveaways and events and stuff. The software is free. The learning resources we provide are also free. So if you do have an idea, whether it's a film, we're hoping to do, because now we've made a good dent in the gaming. People that are interested in gaming, we now really do want to get into filmmaking, real-time filmmaking, because I think that's interesting. So if you do want to learn, I think reach out to us, and even if you want to learn at your own pace, and if you don't have a system or something, we'll find a way to help you.
Okay. Cool, guys. It's been a pleasure having you both on the Art Lounge Talks. I've learned so much. I knew nothing about it. Now I probably know 1% because I so much to learn. And you guys, I'm sure, are doing a fantastic job. So thank you for coming on board. And thank you to everybody who joined us. I will be uploading this on Instagram and YouTube, and will also add some links.
Thank you, Kazmi. I see that. Thank you for having us, Shanze.
Thank you
This
for
was
having
my
me.
first live, I believe.
Your what? Sorry,
My first Instagram live. I've never done this before.
Oh yeah, same.
I'm
That's why
privileged.
we're struggling to join because we're just like.
She's telling me this live is happening, and I'm like, where? On the computer? She's like, oh my God.
Like sometimes I have to refresh my thing as well because I do one a month, so like I get it. It's a bit tricky.
Yeah.
I have all of the previous video as well, and I'll get in two separate ones, and I'll update you guys. Thank you guys once again. Take care. And
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Leave this.
Press the cross